Morning everyone, hot cross buns today. Bit of a long process, we've got to prove the dough and stuff, but what else have we got to do on a day like today? So down here in the bowl, I've got 500 grams of strong white flour, I've got a teaspoon of salt, I have 75 grams of caster sugar, and 7 grams of easy blend or easy use yeast. In here I've got 300 mils of milk, which I've warmed up, and I've melted 50 grams of butter in here, and I've got 1 beaten egg. So this is the first part. So I've blended my sugar, salt, yeast and flour here. I've made a well in the centre. So I'm going to add my milk and butter mixture to that. Need to cool that down to hand temperature so you can stick your finger in there and not worry. A beaten egg. And then we're just going to bring that together. It will make a sticky dough.
Very wet.
Yeah, it's a sticky dough. Always is with hot cross buns, that's how they're so soft. We're going to lightly flour the surface. Can't quite open the bag of flour properly, I struggled this morning. Tesco's don't want you to use the flour because you can't get it so easily. So just a flick of the wrist. And then we're going to turn our dough out. So turn it out. It's quite messy. Let me get my trusty, where is it? Oh, there it is. Trusty scraper. This is all in aid of the wife. She fancied hot cross buns. So I thought, why not make some? And I might even attempt English muffins. And then all we're going to do here, we're going to work our dough.
That's very sticky.
It is very sticky. Days like, I wish I had a pastry scraper.
We do, don't we?
Not a proper one. Just a little bit too wet, that one. There's a quick wet.
Yeah.
Right, so it is just a little bit wet. This is Paul Hollywood's recipe. I've followed it to a T. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work a bit more flour into it, because it's not going to go. That's starting to feel a bit more like it. So we're going to need this. That's.
So it's still sticky, but not
It's
like
still
slime.
sticky, but not like slime. It needs to be handleable. When you can't get it off your hands, it means it's a bit too sticky. So I've just got a bit of flour in the periphery here, so I can bring it in as I need it. So I'd probably say up your flour maybe to 550 grams. Good way to get sticky dough off your surface is to put a bit of flour in it and give it a rub. It's very sticky. kneading our dough, getting the flour going.
It just seems to get stickier each time.
Yeah, it's meant to be a sticky dough. There's a boundary, like between sticky and not yet. So Mr. Paul Hollywood, you need to fix your recipe. Pull these bits in. It's not.
To the front room.
So 5 minutes worth of kneading.
Need some more flour.
Put a little bit more down, I think. So all we're doing is just working this in, getting the gluten going. So it gives you your hot cross buns a bit of texture. That's more like it now. We're there. So it's got a bit of stick. So once you've kneaded your dough, we're going to put that into an oiled bowl, cover that with some oiled cling film as well, and we want that to prove for about an hour. It's quite warm today, so an hour should be enough, till it doubles in size roughly, and then we're going to add our fruits. So I'm going to put that in an oiled bowl, and I'll see you after it's had its first proof. Right, yeah, that's had about an hour's rising. It's roughly doubled in size. So here I've got weighed up 150 grams of sultanas, and I've got the zest of 2 tangerines. So you can do an orange, you can do a lemon, you can do whatever you want. So all we're going to do is just fold this fruit into this dough, and then we're going to leave it to prove again. Do this bit in the bowl.
It's still very sticky.
Yeah, this is like the perfect sticky, unlike the first. But see that it's coming away from the bowl.
Can we hold the bowl? Can you get both hands in there?
I'm literally just folding it in. It's always a difficult part. So there's our fruit incorporated. So we're now going to leave this again for another hour to double in size. So I'll be back with you then and go through the next steps. So this has had about an hour and a half to proof with the fruit in. So I'm just going to turn my dough out onto a lightly floured work surface. And there she blows. There's my daughter in the background, supposedly singing. So we're going to want roughly about 75 gram pieces of dough. One will do.
Wing it.
There or thereabouts. That's a bit too much, because these are going to prove. Okay, so I'm going for 80 grams, seems to be my ballpark figure. So now what you're going to do on a lightly floured surface, I find this easier in my hand, is just to roll these together, and we want to form some nice balls. And then that's all we're going to do. And once we've done all that, we'll get them onto a tray for a second proof. So once you've rolled out all your balls, you want to put them onto a lined baking tray with parchment paper, and then we're going to cover them with oiled cling film, not wrap them, just cover them, and leave them to proof for another hour. Right, guys, so our hot cross buns have had about an hour and a half to hour 40 minutes worth of time of proving. It's not quite warm in here. So now they're ready for the oven. Now, I weighed out 75 grams of plain flour, and I made a paste with about 4 or 5 tablespoons of water. So in this piping bag, you can see it's paste consistency. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our crosses on our buns. So get it flowing, and then I'm just going to get that down there. So as these go in the oven, these will puff up a bit more as well. So there's one line. Two lines, do this one. 3 lines.
You're gonna have enough in there?
Yep. Go, and then down to make our crosses. Just the last 2. Oh, get rid of that off there. So my oven is preheated to 200 degrees. These are going to go on the middle of the oven for 20 minutes. And then once they're done, I'll show you them cooling, and then we'll glaze them with a little bit of golden syrup. Right, there we have it. So these have been in the oven for 20 minutes. They've just come out. So what I've done in here is I've got 2 tablespoons of golden syrup and a tablespoon of water that I've just heated, and a brush, and we're just going to glaze. You could use apricot jam, honey. I don't have apricot jam, but I've got golden syrup. And we're just going to glaze these bad boys, then chill them down, and then hey presto, we have hot cross buns. We have our hot cross buns all glazed up, nice and shiny. So I'm just going to cool them down now, and they're ready to eat. I hope you get on with the recipe. If you get stuck, give us a shout. Thanks for tuning in.